Alright, here's our first test. I'm just going to go over the solutions with you. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You must do what's inside the parentheses first. So that's -5 plus 3 is -2. Then I do the exponent. So it's -2 squared, which is +4. Because a -2 times a -2 is a +4. And then I do the multiplication. 2 times 5 is 10. 4 minus 10 is -6. There's no parentheses here, nothing to do inside. So I'm going to do the top and the bottom because they're like in parentheses. So it's 8 minus a negative, so that's plus 4. So 8 plus 4 is 12. 8 minus 10 is -2. And then I do my exponent. 3 squared is 9. So I have to do the exponent before I do subtraction. And then I have 12 divided by -2 is -6. Positive divided by negative is negative. So -6 minus 9 is -15. And then we have f of x is equal to that guy. So that means f of -2 means take -2 and plug it in for the x. So I plugged it in for the x. -2 squared is 4. Just doing the order of operation again. I have to do exponents before I do multiplication. So it's -2 squared, which is 4, and then multiply 4 times 3 is 12. Minus 7 gives me 5. This is h of x. So if h of 2 means you're plugging 2 in for the x, 2 in for the x, gives me out a y of -3. If I have h of x is equal to 3, that means my y is 3. So I go y3, go over to my graph, and that means my x is 4. G of x means you use the graph or the function g of x. G of x is 9, so g of x becomes 9, so that's why I replace the g of x with 9. Subtract 3 from both sides. That's how I got to 6. Divide by 2, and you get 3 for x. For every input, there has to be one output, one and only one. So if I press 1 for my x, I get out a 1. If I press a 1 for my x, I get out a 1. Press a 4, I get out a 6. Yes, it's a function. For every input, I only get one output. Not a function here, because if I press 2, I can get a 9 or a 5. So that makes it not a function. D is a function because if I press 1, I get a half. I press 2, I get a 2.5. Every x gives me only one y. Every x only gives me one y. Every x only gives me one y. If I press 2, I can get out 2.25, negative. I get a whole bunch of different answers. For when I press 2, if I press 1, I get a whole bunch of different answers, so it's not a function. The domain is your possible x values. The x's, well, my x's go from here to here, so that's -4 all the way to 5, but that open circle says you can't be equal to 5, just right next to it. My y's, my lowest y and my highest y. My lowest y is at -3, and my highest y is +3. Can't equal -3, so -3 is less than y is less than or equal to 3 because it can be equal to 3 there. The domain is my x's. My lowest x is at -3, and my largest x goes on to infinity, so I wrote all the way to infinity. You could write it just that part also. My lowest y is 1, and it can equal it. And then it goes on and on and on, so it can go all the way up to infinity. Or you could write it that way. 5 times 3 is 15. X squared times x to the 4th. When you multiplying and the bases are the same, you can add the exponents. So that's how I got a 6. 2 plus 4. That's a 1. Y to the first times y to the third gives me y to the fourth. 4 over 8 reduces to 1 over 2. A to the third over a to the first. We just don't write the 1 there. You subtract the exponents. That gives you a squared, so a squared's on top. B to the third over b to the ninth. You subtract the exponents and you get b to the negative 6. So that tells you it's b to the 6 on the bottom. Three cubed is 3 times 3, which is 9, times another 3, which is 27. X to the fourth cubed is x to the fourth times x to the fourth times x to the fourth. Or you can multiply the exponents and get x to the 12th. Either way works. And that's y to the third. I must do these exponents before I can do this multiplication here. So that gives me a squared and b to the 6th, because it's a power raised to a power. You multiply the exponents. A to the second times a to the second is a to the fourth over a to the fourth is just 1. So 1 times b to the fifth is just b to the fifth. B to the fifth times b to the 6th is b to the 11th over b squared. So I have b to the 11th over b squared. Subtract the exponents and I get b to the 9th. And there you go.